So when I was in high school, I was working on a project that would explain the physics in basketball. My friend had come over and we were in my driveway shooting hoops and meticulously measuring every move that we made. And of course, my mom was peering through the window, curious at what we were doing. And eventually she came out and she said, what are you guys up to? And so when we explained this to her, she was amazed. Because in her day, when she was in school, it was all about learning facts and memorizing. Now, when I reflect back on this moment, one, I feel truly lucky that I was in a system that was a bit more interactive than hers. Yes, we had tests, but it wasn't pure rote memorization. But more importantly, what this signals to me is that education is changing. In fact, it's changed a lot in the last few decades. And today, the way kids are learning, that's changing at a faster rate, and it's evolving like no other point in history. So this is great. Education is evolving, it's changing. And while there have been dramatic changes, our school buildings haven't changed. So we need to talk about this and really question why this is the case. Right? The advancements in education are not being followed by advancements in the environments where we're supposed to learn. To shed some light on this issue, I'm going to tell you a story about how school buildings are usually designed. So a school district decides that they need a new building, and so they call an architect, and they select him, and they say, we need a school for 500 students, so can you give us 25 classrooms and the usual gymnasium, library, cafeteria? So the architect goes back to his drafting board, whips up a design to meet these basic requirements. Yeah, there's a bit of back and forth with the school district on the floor plans, but then voila, it's built. Now, besides being bland and uninspiring, what's wrong with this picture? Right, so the first problem is that the people who are meant to use the space, that's the teachers and the students, they're not consulted at all. They're not involved in this design process. Right? They're just asked to make do with whatever's given to them. What that means is that the environment isn't actually tailored for their needs and what they want to accomplish. Right? So everything about the school could be pointed in one direction: their culture, their vision, the way they teach and learn. But the environment, the physical building, could be pointed in a completely different direction. So not only do we have the potential for a really bad fit, but to compound that problem, this school building was designed to last 100 years. It's pretty much set in stone. It's not going to change. And it's going to make it nearly impossible for the educators and the students to do anything new. Over time, they can't evolve. They can't adopt new ways of teaching and learning. And in a way, the architecture is actually holding the school hostage. Right? This is a problem that we need to talk about, and it's widespread. And so I've been thinking about this for the past 4 years and trying to find a way to solve this problem. Now, I'm an architect, and I think we can do better than this. So today, what I'd like to do is actually share with you a creative, new way to design schools. I'm going to tell you one final story. I was in New York, and I got the phone call. It's the Imaginarium Lab at Denver Public Schools. What a cool name, right? They said to me, hey, we're working with the school, Columbine Elementary, and we're helping them reimagine the way that young kids learn. Can you help them? Next thing I know, I'm on a flight going to Colorado to meet with the principal and the school teachers. In our first meeting, when we sat down together, they told me about their vision. They said, Danish, we want our students to be able to learn in any way that's comfortable for them. We want them to be able to personalize their education. So as they were gushing about the possibilities and the potential of this new school model, we all quickly realized that this wasn't going to happen and wouldn't be possible in their 70-year-old building. So then how do we figure out what types of environments are right for this school and would support them in this new endeavor? So we decided to start simple. First, I talked to them about how our homes are designed. So if you think about our homes, the kitchen and all of the appliances in there, those are meant to help us cook. Our bedrooms designed to help us sleep. Our bathrooms for bathing. And once they heard this, they quickly started to brainstorm different spaces that would be right for them and could support what them and the kids were trying to do at the school. So the next step, we decided to actually start with one room and create a room that could help and encourage students to share their ideas and allow them to do it in any way that they wanted to. So together with the teachers, we started sketching out floor plans, figuring out different ways, different arrangements, everything from lecturing to an audience like this and presenting in a large format, to pinning up in a gallery style so that your peers could see your work, to working in a large group or working by yourself. From there, we started talking to students and asked them, what would you like in your school? What would make you comfortable? What inspires you? And using these insights, the teachers and I started sketching up ideas. We came up with 15 new and unique games and learning tools. These were all designed to help the students and the teachers perform better. Right? You can see all of these games and tools in the room, and once it was built, I went and I trained the teachers. We wanted to make sure that when they're in their space, they know exactly how to use it and get the most out of their space, all of these new learning tools. Right? The results of this process were truly remarkable, and before I share the results with you, I want to tell you one thing. Both of the stories that you heard today, they're about the same school. You remember this? This is actually Columbine a year ago. This is a product of the typical design process. Right, and after extensive redesign, this is what it looks like. So now the school's been using this space for about a year now, and it's made a big impact on teaching and learning. The teachers have started telling stories of how kids are far more confident and comfortable taking risks. They're telling stories about how students are working together in teams and collaborating more, and how even the shyest and quietest students are now speaking up in class. This is what I think the potential of school design can be. Now, isn't this the type of place that we all deserve to learn in? At Columbine, the solution that was right for them was a space that could help students share their ideas, express themselves in many different ways. But schools will all have different needs. Some that I've worked with have wanted to get their kids motivated and excited to learn about computer science. Others have wanted to make sure that parents were welcomed on campus and spent more time there. And some others have wanted to have cultures at their school that were all about openness and trust. And regardless of what the needs are, one thing is certainly true, and that's this. Where we learn is a key part of how we learn. And that's why I'm certain and I know that we must start to redesign the places in which we learn. Thank you.